Hey.
Hey.
Guess what right now is?
9 o'clock.
Coffee.
It is 9 o'clock.
Time for coffee.
Coffee.
Agreed. Morning, everybody. We got the full couch today.
This couch can fit so many people.
We could fit another person.
I think the couch could fit 5.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the 5.
Yeah, and how close the 5 want to get. But yeah, I think we could actually do 5 if we really wanted to. It's nice to know that we can play Nintendo Land at some point with a full party. How's everybody doing today? We're a little ways into June now. My mom actually sent me a message this morning, and she was like, "Hey, guess what today is?" And I was like, "I don't know what today is." She's like, "It has been 12 years since you graduated college." And I was like, neat. Apparently today, in 2011, was college graduation.
Wow.
Whoopi Goldberg was our commencement speaker.
Come on.
What did Whoopi have to say?
She said, "Y'all smart."
Oh,
Okay.
And we were like, thanks.
was that true or?
Oh, was it true that we were smart?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. Yes, actually. Yeah, she was the commencement speaker. It's online somewhere. You could probably watch it. It's probably on the internet. Yeah, she was... She it was very chill. That was a very chill commencement speech. But it was fun. Anyway, so yeah, we have both Chaz and Brandon with us today. It's been a while since Brandon's been on Breakfast Stream.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Even though I feel like there's been multiple breakfast streams where you've been in the vicinity.
Yeah,
A
several.
week ago.
Just not on the couch. Anyway. Now we have a full couch.
Not yet, Spiffla. We'll do it one day. The Brandon versus Jepson Kepi test.
I would like to see it. I mean, it seems that I still have the #1 slot. Because
Yeah, you do.
we had the entire couch full yesterday. Because everyone was over to watch the Apple event. And Kepler walked into the room and jumped up on my lap. And I was like, correct. You pass, Cat. You pass.
You can stay in this house.
I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about the Apple event this morning. The talking point that everyone has had online is just that is a very expensive headset, which is objectively true. But there were other good parts about it.
There was a whole hour beforehand where they did some
there was
things.
There was 90 minutes beforehand. It was a long event.
Yeah.
But first.
But first, a subscription from Nubican. Welcome. 35 months from Kayla Chris, 31 from Vagabond, 20 from Swift for Sweeper, 57 months at Tier 2 Gold Toast from Kaylin Lux, 45 months from Aldo, 31 from Tokenute, 31 also from Mad the Sane, 29 from Never Challenges Chat, 51 months from Penguin Frog, 43 from Epic DXX.
See, Jacket K, you think that would be the truth, but I feed Kepler a lot too.
It's true. Mal probably feeds Kepler equal parts as I do, but whenever he wants food, he only talks to me. It's frustrating. 510 bits from Evanderwall, who says, Ferb, got my donation in for Extra Life, which led me to the question, if roulette is the only game with money, how will you choose what to play?
It won't happen.
It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible for that to happen, because even if that did happen, we could just...
It would pull the whole list, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but
it won't happen.
It can't happen. Like, someone will donate for something.
I will put in $2 for whatever I want right before I hit the roulette button. Hey, guess we're playing my game.
Yeah, it would be a talking point. Like, it would be like, hey, there's, $10,000 for roulette and no one's donated anything. This is a good time to donate a very small amount of money and, have it. It has to be $25 to be eligible for roulette.
Suddenly, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the likelihood of that happening is almost 0%, basically. But I am looking forward to Extra Life. As it turns out, October is not that far away.
It's pretty soon.
Don't. No.
Yeah.
It's at least 20 or 30 months away.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4.
The good thing is it won't take 4 months of work to prepare for.
No.
It'll take like 3.5.
Will it take 3.5?
Probably not.
No, it'll take like... It won't take long. We have a date, don't we? Did I
We
put it
do.
on the
We
thing?
do.
Yeah. It's on the page, probably.
Is it on the page?
Is it on
Did
the
I
page?
update the page?
It's on the calendar.
It's on the calendar. Check the calendar.
Yeah, I know.
Mal will find out. It's in October.
Yeah.
28th.
You can... Yeah, you can also
October
say it.
20th.
I could
28th.
speak.
Mal was like, this is it. The 28th of October, apparently, is the day.
Be there. Noon Eastern.
Mark your calendars if you want to take that
Toast.
day off. My suggestion is that if you do work weekends and you're taking that day off, to also take Sunday off.
I mean, it goes into Sunday.
Yes. So, suggestion. Fierce Kitty gifted 2 subs, 1 to Vanderwall and also 1 to Sticky Spirit. Thank you. We got 41 months from Jacket K, 52 from Kazuyume, 15 from Potato Chips. What? 300 from Kiwili Scipio says, in a month I'm going to be flying like a bird for the first time from the East Coast U.S. to Kenya. Nervous-sighted. Never been on a plane.
Wow.
That's
That's-
a long way to go for our first flight.
Yeah.
That's quite a ways, but also that's very exciting. Cool. There's not really a lot of advice for like being on a plane. I mean, I can tell you to not worry about it, but that's
13 hours?
Wow.
Is that how long it is?
Try and
13?
stand up every couple hours.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the best advice. I'm not good at doing that, but do as we say, not as we do. Getting up and walking is really important. But otherwise, yeah, that's really cool. That's very, very cool. We got 40 months from Raven0765, 44 from Fries Pikachu, 43 from Triforce Drummer, 57 from JCJX. We got 12 months from Cascadea. Congrats on the one. 31 from DevStats, 8 from Amehari, 18 from Kayudar, 300 from Cryon, who says, hey Steven and Mal, I've been watching your Tears of the Kingdom playthrough. Steven and I have a strong compulsion to mail you a child shape sorter. Yeah, but I probably wouldn't do good.
Sorry, I heard child shape sorter, like the shape of children.
Oh. What shape is this child?
Child
Tall. Tall child. Yeah, I'm sure I probably had one of those as a kid. But you know what else I had? An NES. So,
How is that the same?
it's not.
It was more exciting.
It was
he
more
didn't play
exciting.
with shape shorter.
That's why I can move Link in the video game. I'm real good at moving Link. Real good at know how to attack.
Decades of practice.
Decades of practice. I get to where there is shape. I'm like, what is this? What is this shape? I hate shapes. 44 months from RunT.exe. 666 from Furious Kitty says, good morning / afternoon. Haven't watched in a while because of work. Hope you guys are doing good. Love y'all. Well, welcome back. Also, you reminded me that it is June 6th.
Oh, it's someone's birthday.
It's the 666 alert, which we don't hear a whole lot of, but it's June 6th.
Give me the bird.
17 years ago, they had the marketing campaign for a movie. They were going real hard on that because they're real excited about the 666.
Which movie?
Devin? That ain't it. Hold on. What's a kid's name? It's like scary kid. What's a scary kid's name?
A scary kid's name.
It's like a real kid's name, but it's scary.
Steven
I
is
just
a
keep
vulture.
thinking Brandon, and it's
That's
definitely
me.
not Damien. That's it.
Don't name your child Damien.
Yeah, it's not even a scary name, but it's scary if you have it up against 3 6s, and you're like, that is scary. Sorry, it's not Brandon.
Sorry to all the Damians today.
Yeah, the Omen. What's the other name?
The other name that humans have other than Damien?
Yeah.
The one other name?
Apparently Brandon.
Brandon, Damien. Damien 2. I think I'm thinking of Lucy. And I don't know why, but Lucy's very strong in my mind. Why is Lucy tied to the devil? I don't know. It's fine.
Sorry, all the Lucys in the chat.
Lucifer! That's right! Okay. Yeah, no one typically names their kids Lucifer these days. I can't imagine why. But Lucy. Yeah, there was a show, Lucy the Daughter of the Dead. That's right. All right, I got there. I connected those dots. Anyway, sorry, Brandon. We got 31 months from Paranite.
Invented those dots and then connected them.
37 from Save Frog. I invent a lot of dots. 500 from One Weird Cat says, hello, grandparents Chaz and Brandon. Last night I received a box from Amazon. It did not contain what I ordered. This is the second time for this order. This whole thing is for the birds. We actually had a really interesting thing happen to us about a week ago with an Amazon order where we ordered stuff and it didn't show up. And I was like, huh, that's weird. And Mao was like, can you check on the status of that order? I was like, yeah. And I opened up the app and it was just like, it's not happening. And I was like, what?
Like they canceled it?
It was like, it's not happening. It's like, as soon as we find it, it's coming back. Your package was destroyed. And I was like, what happened?
It was 2 packages.
It was 2 packages that would have come in separate boxes. And it was like, they're coming back to us. And I was like, what? Like, we speculated that the truck exploded or something. Like, so it was bad. And I told him, I was like, do I just put in the same order again? So I did. And then it came just fine. But I've never had that where they were just like, nuh-uh. Not today.
You finally got another HDMI cable.
Not today, Damien. I did, yeah.
Congrats.
We did figure out that on average I've been ordering 1 HDMI cable a week since living here.
Hi, Maddie.
But, you know. We're gonna stop. We got 100 bits from Dread Cycle, 33 months from Desi Desitel. 300 for Tricky Anthony. It says, happy 6 a.m. Can I have some good vibes? I find out if I need ankle surgery tomorrow. And even if it will help stop the pain in the long run, I am still nervous. Good vibes.
Yeah.
Surgery is scary.
Having some certainty will help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, 6 a.m. Hey, West Coasters. Hope y'all are having a reasonably awake morning.
How's that water out there? On the West Coast. They got water.
Not a lot.
Well, you know.
Yeah, kind of famously not a lot.
I mean, there's a lot to the west.
How's the salt water?
How's the ocean? How's that ocean doing?
How's our ocean doing?
You know, I don't.
It's wet.
I don't live next to the ocean anymore.
It is wet.
It is weird. Like there's always been a time in my life where if I wanted to see the ocean, I could drive like 5 minutes and see it. And now it's like, oh, I can't do that.
Well, now the ocean doesn't visit you.
But yeah,
like that.
there's benefits. How long does it take to get to the ocean from Raleigh? An hour?
I mean,
No,
2?
more. Like 2.5?
well, that's to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. What if you were just heading towards ocean?
Well, see, if you head towards ocean from here, you hit Outer Banks and you hit Swampland, so you have to go around to get onto the Outer Banks.
So it's not really the same.
No. I mean, I think Wilmington's closer than Myrtle Beach directly, because you can take that one highway straight there.
Reeler says, is there any beach towns in Raleigh? No, because we're not where the beach is.
Yeah, we're landlocked.
Porridge.
Yeah.
Sort of. Like the county is.
Yeah. It's fine. I can always just go back to Myrtle Beach. It's 2.5 hours, and then that's where the beach is.
You can go to Indiana Beach.
Ah, yes.
There's more than corn in Indiana.
I'd
There's
say
sand.
Wrightsville is the most direct beach from here, and that's 220.
2 hours, 20 minutes.
I mean, yeah, we could get to Wilmington in 2 hours. Right? So, like, we would go to Wilmington.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not going to the beach. Furious Kitty gifted a sub to Master Link FT999. 300 from Will Peters, who says, what did one bear say to the other? The answer to that is nothing. Bears can't talk. Are you sure? I saw a bear on, what day was it?
When?
When did you see a bear?
Today's Tuesday. Sunday. I saw a bear on Sunday.
When?
At the museum. It was in a painting.
It's a little different.
Is it?
Yeah,
I mean, it was a bear.
sure.
We went to the Museum of Art on Sunday. Right? Was it Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on Sunday.
Yeah.
We saw lots of animals and non-animals.
We saw a lot of grapes. There's an astounding
I only
amount
saw
of...
one bunch.
Oh, I saw
Oh, there
more
were a
than...
handful. There was a
There
statue.
there was a handful of grapes.
Yeah, one guy had like a handful of grapes. That's the only one I saw.
There's a lot of...
paintings with grapes.
There's a lot of grapes.
Which counts, apparently.
There's a lot of grapes
It's been a
in
while
art.
since I've seen grapes, like since Sunday.
I did see grapes on
I mean,
Sunday.
there were more. I guess there were more grapes there than like apples.
Yeah. I don't know why people want to paint grapes all the time in art.
They're round. It's easy.
Is that the reason?
Yeah.
It's just... Oh.
Easy.
Fruit is sometimes round.
Fruit is sometimes round.
Yeah, but why not paint like an orange? Orange is a sign of wealth.
But you could do multiple.
Oranges were
Circle.
tropical though.
So
It's
there's...
harder to get.
Just do orange circle. You don't need one to paint it. You just need to, like,
Imagine
imagine
an
an orange circle.
and paint it.
Everyone close your eyes and imagine an orange.
I could paint an orange from memory. I don't need to see one.
Congratulations, you went to art school.
Oranges were a sign of wealth at points in time.
Yeah. If you're looking at an old painting and there's an orange in it, that means that person was wealthy. I went to art
The
school.
one
Hi.
fact Stephen remembers from Arnolfini wedding.
Correct.
Been belching too long?
Oh.
You
Yep.
need Tiny Eddie's anniversary mud cookies.
That was a bit from Squid Baconator. Speaking of oranges, this Tiny Eddie product goes well with them. Yeah, you really need something to cut the acid in an orange, and nothing cuts it better than mud cookies.
Nope.
I like something bitter in the morning. Sometimes it's coffee, sometimes it's mud. Also, you know what you're getting for your anniversary now. We're only that's 2 months away from today. Are you excited?
No, not anymore.
There's
Don't
still
worry.
time to prevent the anniversary from happening.
Don't worry, we'll stop that belching. We got 39 months from a person dude 1. 300 from Caruso says, did someone say bear? We did, a few times. We also say grapes, but we don't have a grapes alert, which is surprising
Why?
Why?
because Mal says grapes.
Because
one
Mal had
song.
a song about grapes.
Yeah, that one time.
We can't do alerts of the songs because songs are already an alert.
But what if there was alert for every time we said a word? And then you could make your own song by sending alerts in for the words that you wanted. It's 9:18 and time to start drinking. 301 from Incarnado with the George Chicory Star Rain. Thank you. 300 from Crusoe says, like clown? Like clown. But you know, with an entire, like Webster's Dictionary of Words. 4 months from Luck on Loop.
So,
you.
what art piece spoke to you most at the museum?
Oh. So, the one that you liked.
Which one?
I
There
kn-
were 5 I really liked.
The one you liked. The one you really liked, I went and saw. And
Probably the wood.
Bucket.
The bucket, the wood cabin,
The one that was made by the guy that did the woman laying in the field.
the Yates.
Oh,
one.
he likes the Wyeth painting. Yeah.
No, that's not my favorite. I'm saying that that's the one you told me was your favorite. The Wyeth painting.
Yeah, but that was before I found the one I really liked.
Okay, well I didn't see that one, but Mal was
you didn't.
Mal
But
was
the-
like, "There's a
The
painting.
Wyeth painting was incredible.
There's a painting by Wyeth. It's in the corner or whatever." And I went back there, and like when I saw it, I was like, "That's got to be the same artist."
Yeah. It's his work.
Yeah, there was another piece by him too, right next to it, with the guy that was like wiggly. He was in like dark clothing in a field.
Yeah. It was not as good as the side of the building.
They had a couple of Monets there. There was one Monet called The Cliff. I really liked the composition
That one
of
was
it.
very nice.
You want to know what my favorite one was? I don't remember the name of the piece or the artist, which makes it hard to tell anyone about it, but there was a piece of art. There was two pieces of art where people were drawn with really like cartoonish limbs. Like there was a guy that was doing, what's it called when you jump a hurdle?
Mario.
No. When you jump a hurdle jumping, track. So when you're doing track, that like the lines of action were like real exaggerated. And then he had that piece, and then there was another piece where it was a guy playing billiards.
Oh, I know exactly which.
And
ones you're
his
talking
legs
about.
were like.
That was like the first piece we looked at when we arrived.
Oh, really? I loved that. I was like, that's really great. I wish I could tell people what to look at, but I can't because I didn't remember anything about it. Anyway,
My
I
favorite
really liked
piece
that.
was the one on the wall by the cafe. And
Oh,
it
the
was
big installation.
the big
And I
installation
actually never
piece.
saw that.
You saw it from where you were
I
standing.
saw it from a distance.
It was called "And You Did Not Even Know Enough to Be Sorry" by Elizabeth Alexander. That was my favorite piece.
How we doing this? Brandon, Mal, me, Steven?
Okay.
Wait, who? Brandon?
How does this song go?
Brandon? Mao?
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to arrange it in such a way where
You do the rhyme?
that I do the rhyme.
Yeah.
I mean,
my
like,
word.
I could get a break sometimes.
No.
You're getting a break. You only have to do one line.
Uh-huh.
So I'm rhyming with Mao?
Yep.
Sure. Sure, go do it.
Boy, do I love grapes.
Green, purple, and brown.
Juicy and delicious.
I can really go to town.
I love that they are round.
And they have flavor.
They come in a handful.
And I need a favor, could someone bring me some grapes? I saw them in a museum, now I need them in my real life mouth.
Your real life mouth.
I prefer your fictional mouth, personally.
It is fun to do the
There's three colors of
the
grapes.
song
I
when
couldn't
there are
remember
four
the other
people,
one.
Yeah,
as intended.
that is
by-
the way that they do.
That was 5,000 Full Metal Grizz. It says, speaking of grapes, let's all sing about grapes. Love a grape. Thanks for the word flavor, by the way. Flavor
Yeah, when
famously has so many rhymes.
it was so nice to
Flavor.
see the profile of Steven's expression after you said flavor.
Masses flavor, and my brain goes, oh god.
Oh, purple would have been good.
Purple would have been bad.
I know.
Brown grapes.
I love it. Full Metal Grizz, thank you.
I like how you're just rubbing it.
Not every grape is pretty.
Yeah. Look at all this cat hair I'm collecting.
Brown grapes
I
are
have like a
raisins.
fistful. I got so much Kepler on me.
A Fistful of Cat Hair was the very unpopular sequel to A Fistful of Dollars.
It's
What's
so
wrong?
bright.
What's wrong with this economy? Our cat hair-based economy is crumbling.
We have 17 months from Starlight's Servet. 300 bits from Shy says, so Chaz, what if we could make this be an alert? Steven, you know I'm not actually a wizard, right? Yeah. But think about the alerts. Sigh. I don't know, Chaz has been pretty wizard-like to me in the past.
Do you really want people to be able to assemble sentences with your voice?
We have that technology.
I guess I can see some downsides. But it's not like I'm not already saying stupid, incriminating things on my own, so I probably
Just let him lay there.
probably don't need help.
I want a kitty cat.
He's
Very
a good
cute
boy.
cat.
What else happened this weekend since Friday?
Josh Jepson had a birthday party.
Oh my god, yeah.
He turned 8.
Sorry,
He
it's
turned
been
8.
the longest weekend of my entire life. It has felt like it's been 2 months since
done
we
a lot.
streamed.
We've done a lot.
I cannot believe it. Yeah, Jules and Emil were here. Josh had a really great birthday party. There was a lot of hands on deck to help with that, with like doing food prep and stuff. But I do want to give a special shout out to Mao and Haley for
Haley did amazing.
what they put into it. Mao handled prep, like planning for the food, and Haley planned all of the
Activities.
activities is the word, I guess.
The party favors, the goodie bags.
Made a whole piñata.
Yeah.
It was kind of wild. So I filmed a lot on that day, so when that vlog is out, there will be plenty to see and experience the day for yourself.
Anise wants to know who won Pin the Kazooie on the banjo.
Did we crown a winner?
I mean, one person clearly won.
Yes.
Yes. I'll save that for the vlog. But there was a lot of us that day, so there's 11 of us.
Yeah.
There was 11 of us, so 11 of us tried, and one person did get it directly on. So you'll have to.
I think we
Wait
had
and
like
see.
12 attempts, right? Because a couple of people made 2 kazooies. It was nice to see everyone's
we each got
creativity.
one.
Well, then who skipped?
No one skipped.
No one skipped.
Haley made one last minute, didn't she?
That's because Josh did not make one and he took hers.
Okay.
Yeah, and I made one for Mao.
Yeah, I didn't have time to make one.
That's okay.
I did mine as Toucan Sam, and then Mao was like, "I need you to make me one," and I was like, "Roadrunner."
Yeah, there was some creativity.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was
I
very
like
fun.
to color. You'd never get too old to do that.
Yeah, we do a lot of color in here.
Yeah, with Haley around, there's a lot of coloring and crafts and things, and I find that fun because I think that if that wasn't like presented to me, that it's not something I would do on my own, and I like it. I like it. Who is the 11th? Well,
GC Nick.
yes, one of Josh's mods, GC Nick, is also in town, and just the 11th person. Hi, Chikorita. It's 3-1 from Slick Duke. Give him a little pal on the noggin. 300 bits of missing no later. It says, speaking more birthdays, it was my 28th birthday, and Master Web, it's 35th birthday. Go Geminis! Well, happy birthday to
birthday to
both
you
of
guys.
both of y'all.
Happy birthday.
It was a good weekend. It was just very busy.
Very full.
It was very full. Like, to the point that I couldn't remember that it's been only a few days since we last streamed. I know in my head that it must be from a calendar perspective, but it feels like a long time
Well,
has
we did
passed.
something Thursday night. We did something after stream on Friday. The
That's
party
right.
was Saturday. The museum was Sunday. What did we do Monday?
Monday was yesterday.
Apple event.
The
Apple
Apple
event.
We watched the Apple event, and then
Went
We went
swimming.
swimming.
we went swimming.
Got a nice dinner.
At one point this weekend, I do not remember when, but I took a 4-hour nap. And then I felt great.
That was Sunday, right?
I think so. I think I took a 4-hour nap on Sunday, and then Monday I felt more refreshed than I have felt in a long time. So, yeah.
Steven did not go swimming.
Yeah, I actually did not swim.
And that's fine.
I'll probably swim next time.
He was too busy wearing a hat.
I was wearing a cowboy hat. There's no footage of that, so no one. But like sometimes I wear a cowboy hat, you know, just to keep things interesting, and also the sun off of my body.
Do we want to talk about Apple AR?
I mean, we played a new board game.
We did.
Oh my gosh! Well,
Magic
Magic Maze. Yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah, Magic Maze is really cool. I really liked that. The easiest way to explain that is that you're escaping from a maze, and you play with 4 people, and everyone moves in only one direction. And there's 4 pieces, and you have to like escape the maze, but everyone can only move like I can only move like down, and Chaz can only move up, and Brandon can only move left, and like everyone has to like be paying attention to everything to do it, and you can't speak.
Yeah.
So you just have to like constantly be looking and making sure that you're, you know, moving the pieces to get out of the maze, and there's a timer, so you have to hurry. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
You can't speak and you can't gesture. So if someone needs to do something, you can only like look aggressively at them.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun.
Everyone has to be on the same page, and we played with 4 players, but you can play with up to 8,
Yep.
which
You
seems
can play
insane.
single player too. No.
Yeah, it has a single player mode.
Yeah.
It's a little
Yeah.
different.
It was a cool concept.
Yeah.
It won a bunch of awards or something back in 2017, I think. Yeah, and I believe it was sent into mail a long time ago.
It
We
was.
just haven't had a chance to play it, but we played it yesterday and it was really good. I would recommend it.
Same order?
Okay.
Yes! From Will Peters, song about Mr. Nicole's orchard.
Okay.
I will not plan.
My name is Mr. Nicole.
I have an orchard, you see.
I'm going to burn it down.
Oh,
And that's just what I do.
I hate all my orchards.
They're full of grapes.
I'm planning insurance fraud.
That's just what I do. I'm Mr. Nicole. This is my orchard. It's what I do. So after I said the first what I do, I realized that I was rhyming with me, or C, and I was like, that's not...
Yeah, it didn't rhyme.
That's fine.
Welcome to my insurance scam orchards.
It's just what he does.
Just what he does. Well, Peters, thank you. We have grapes in the orchard.
Tree was right there. I know, right, Shadowlands?
Sab says, not all songs need to rhyme. It's fine. It's true.
Yeah, a song about orchards, she set you up with tree. She doesn't often set you up with good rhymes.
I know. She felt bad from flavor, so she was like, I gotta pick an easy word. She said C, and then I'm like, do.
Well, on the second one, I was like, well, grapes. Obviously, he's not.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Oh my god.
Good morning, Sab.
Hey, Sab.
Morning.
We got 300 for Shy says, people cheering for their horoscopes is good fun and all, but I realize I can't really do that. Hard to make Go Cancer sound good. I suppose I could just say Go Mud Crabs instead. Mud Crabs, yeah, Cancer's a crab. Just do Mud Crabs. Mal actually wore the Mud Crab shirt when you did the cooking stream the other day.
I have a mug at home
You got the Mud Crabs
for my
mug.
favorite sports team
We stand the Seattle Mud Crabs.
from downtown.
Swish.
Touchdown.
Another successful touchdown for the Seattle Mud Crabs.
You know what else we did this week? Is we finished Sanctuary.
I don't think we
Yes.
talked about the fact we
didn't.
started watching it.
We watched
We never
Sanctuary.
talked about it on the vlog at all, but we did watch a show on Netflix called Sanctuary, which is a Japanese-produced show about a drama about sumo.
It is a live action show.
It's a live-action show.
It's brand new. It just came out last month.
Oh, that's really new.
Yep.
It's neat. It's 7 hours long
Yeah, 7.5.
ish. It's like it's episodic. That's
Yeah.
8
probably
episodes.
obvious.
Each episode is about an hour, so
Yeah. Yeah, it was
NDL.
what movies have you watched lately? It's basically a movie.
It's a long movie.
Television shows are produced as if they are movies, although I do prefer the traditional format of like this is 90 minutes and it has a beginning, middle, and end, and then it's done.
Do you think they can hear Kepler?
Yeah, Sanctuary was actually pretty good. I think it would be interesting for anyone who wants to like learn a little bit about sumo, because I think
Having-
that you would learn a little bit about sumo.
having watched for the fantasy league that we do, having watched sumo for a few bashos, I think made it a lot more engaging.
Yes.
Because like, I could be like, oh, I know that thing.
Yeah.
I know why they're doing this thing.
Yeah,
Give me the bird.
I went and saw sumo. Mal and I saw a actual sumo
2016.
tournament whenever we were in Japan in 2016, and like I wish I could have seen it after we've done Fantasy Sumo, because I would have
Right.
understood
Because
better.
like we saw Hakuho and like we had no idea.
Yeah,
Like, he was Yokozuna,
Hakuho
of
was,
course,
like,
but,
the
like, we
greatest
didn't
of all
know
time.
That's what we were watching.
Wow.
And like there's footage in the vlog of Hakuho. And like I'm just like, that's some guy, and it's like, no, actually that's like the greatest
guy.
the greatest that there's ever been. So Yeah, that's unfortunate. But you know, you could like go back and see sumo in person.
Not Hakuho.
Nope.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he'll be there. He'll just be, you know, sitting
Security.
at ringside,
Yeah.
wearing the security jacket. That is the wild thing about sumo is, you know, when you retire, if you decide to, if you're high profile enough to buy elder stock and stay in the association, become one of the sumo elders. It doesn't matter like how good you were at sumo, you have to start at the bottom of the elder jobs, which is like doing like security in the arena and such.
Wild.
So like the
And
best
Hakuho
sumo
is, you
wrestler
know,
of all time.
The
is
greatest of
doing
all
that.
time, the most famous, you know, multi-millionaire, and he has to work security.
Sitting
at
on
the
a folding
matches.
chair ringside, like making sure no one's doing anything they shouldn't be.
Yep.
That's wild.
Yep.
I mean, you know, they have a way that they want to do things and have been doing them for, I'm going to guess, a long time.
Yeah.
So it's just funny whenever you think about it from that perspective. Sumo Elders is a great band name. That one's free. Take that. Someone make a ska band. Gamers gifted a sub to Sabarine. Gamers, thank you. We got 510 bits from Evander Wall says, there's a great TikTok account called Board Games for Two with lots of fun potential for tabletop stream. Also, I rewatched all the Job episodes and laughed just as much the second time around as the first. Y'all are very funny. Well, thank you.
We have the best friends. They are very funny.
I do like to surround myself with funny people, and I feel like I've done that, and I'm happy about that. And Job also just lends itself very well to humor. I mean, we played it a little bit over, I don't know if it was the weekend
Thursday,
or,
I
yeah,
think.
was it Thursday night? We played a little bit?
No. That
was
was Memorial
Memorial
Day
Day.
because the vlog came out.
Yeah.
You edited that.
It's on the vlog. You can watch it now.
So Duke, that's still my favorite one ever.
I know shit like it.
I hope Beyonce gonna want pie. I know she'll like it. I do like that one. Yeah, vlogs are. I'm just about done with May. I have May 30th done. I should probably release it. I've had it done for one full U.S. day. I need to put it out there.
How many metric days has it been completed?
I think the conversion is 3.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But I'll
That's
get
rough.
I'll get that out today. Yeah, the last week's vlogs are they're like relatively normal, relatively easy, maybe a little bit more elevated in difficulty, and then you get to Saturday with Josh's birthday, and it's just like I shot so much footage. So
A lot happened.
it was just a lot of stuff.
It's a lot.
There was an entire child's birthday party in our backyard. Also, the
Our
neighbors.
neighbor kids were
Oh my
so
gosh.
jealous.
The neighbor,
Well-
the neighbors have 2 young kids.
They have
And-
3 actually.
Do they?
That's news to me.
They have 3.
That's
We just found this out this week.
Yeah.
anyway. So the neighbors have young children, and like they play in the backyard and stuff all the time. So when they saw that there was a piñata, they were like transfixed, like, "Oh my God, there's a piñata!" And they were all excited. And then
When they saw what came out of the pinata.
they were
they
less
went inside.
they were less excited.
They just got up and left.
Yeah. The piñata exploded and the children's eyes got big, and then they were like, "Oh, it's painkillers. It's just
No candy.
Acetaminophen extra strength. Antacids.
they were immediately gone."
Adult candy. Oh.
No, Anise, those are the other neighbors.
Yeah, different neighbors. Yeah. Adults are so boring. Ugh.
Honestly, that was the most exciting part of it. Was having
was-
extra strength Tylenol come out of the piñata.
Yeah, it was very fun to do all of the stuff that you would do at a child's birthday party, but as an adult. Because like I haven't been around a piñata in forever. I haven't done pin the tail on the donkey in. I was probably 6, you know. So like doing that sort of stuff is actually very fun. There's an amusing element to doing that in adulthood.
There was an
I would
egg
do it
hunt.
again.
Oh yeah, there was an egg hunt.
There was an egg hunt.
Some people busted
ice
out
key.
Banjo and Kazooie.
Yeah.
or
Yep.
Banjo Kazooie, and there was some speed running.
Yep.
There are
Yeah.
kazoos.
There were
Yeah,
kazoos.
that's right.
It was fun.
Great
Ultra
game.
Husk, that was a surprise.
Yeah, Haley didn't tell anyone what was in it. And it was a very fun discovery.
There were like 5 seconds of silence as we all tried to figure out what just came out of the pinata,
It was confusing.
Yeah.
It was confusing.
but very amusing.
Yeah.
Shortly thereafter.
Oh, I actually...
You have the screen, the still you took.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll show...
Chaz just sighed.
Chaz,
Listen, he says, "I'll show it."
Chaz, hold on. Hold on, Chaz. Hold on.
You have to click so many buttons.
Is it this?
I guess you have to click like 5 buttons.
Here.
Oh, maybe 6.
I have to right click
I'm sorry you have to right click.
to change tab. I only have one monitor. I normally have 2 monitors when I'm doing this.
Sorry. Really sorry. Really sorry.
That's not working. I have to do it again. I right clicked on the wrong thing. I gotta delete this nonsense.
I hate that nonsense is always in the URL.
I
Me
love to
too.
hear. I love to hear this live, like every time I
Because
have an
we
image.
suspect that it happens,
This is.
Oh, that's a great still.
isn't it?
Yeah, this is from the vlog. So like, I just pulled an image out of the vlog footage, but yeah, this is Jules bashing in Gruntilda's head and all of the spray.
It was a great spray.
It was a good spray. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Oh God. Yeah, I put on a black t-shirt today, and that was a
Well,
mistake.
that's about half the hair.
This is the first time in like a week and a half that Kepler has sat on me. So,
just shrimped, completely shrimped. We got 20 months from A Clockwork Corey. Appreciate it. And 300 bits from War Turtle says, are you going to do a reaction to the Apple Vision Pro thing, by the way? I missed the Apple React events. So we did not do a reaction to the Apple event, but we did discuss the Apple event. Doing a reaction video would have been fun, but also would have been wildly difficult because there was like 9 or 10 people there.
What do we talk about for 5 minutes on the vlog?
Yeah.
oh yeah, I missed that because I was doing a thing.
Yeah. It's like 10. We talk about it for a bit, but yeah. There's not a reaction, but we discuss it.
It would have been really hard to edit, especially with how long it is.
Yeah, that was definitely
long.
something I thought about. I was like, well, on Saturday I shot like an hour of footage, so let's not make my life
Yeah.
completely unbearable.
Several of us had to like dip, or like some of us came in the middle of it. It felt like it was 3 hours.
It was 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like
So,
that.
Indy Hell, when you asked when the last movie we watched was,
It was yesterday. It was an Apple event. We got 300 bits from Clockwork Corey. Says, good morning, everyone. I mentioned this a month ago, but I can officially announce I can drive, am done with my master's, and am starting a new job next month.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's a lot of good things. Excellent. Cool. I hope that your new job goes well. And congrats on all of the other accomplishments.
Yeah.
It is nice whenever you have like several good pieces of news at once. Then you feel like okay, cool. Things are looking up. I like that. As far as our thoughts on the Apple event, it was
Long.
actually... Having watched WWDC every year for like 10 years, like this was actually one of the better ones.
Yeah.
There's been I don't want to say like bad years, but there's been some wildly mediocre years where like nothing really happens. And this time I was like, no, there's like really good updates coming to iOS, reasonably good updates coming to iPadOS. They completely are revamping like watchOS. So it's a lot of good stuff.
I think so. My favorite remark in the event was during, I believe, the iPad OS presentation, where they were describing the fact that you could have multiple timers.
That was my favorite part too.
And And the presenter says, "Wow, we truly live in a," and I couldn't even hear the rest of it because there was just a howler of laughter. Everyone lost it.
We really are living in the future.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
is
something
what
like that.
Craig said, yeah.
Craig is their best presenter.
Yes.
He always makes sure he gets his personality into the presentations.
Yeah. It's, it was fun. And then, of course, they dedicated the last 35 minutes to the headset.
Yeah.
And the big takeaway by everyone has obviously been the price, because $3,500 is a wild amount of money for that. But the tech looks very cool.
Yeah, it seems very promising.
Like
if we give it 5 or 6 years, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is going to push the industry in a direction that it could use being pushed in.
Yeah. I mean, one of the interesting things we were talking about yesterday is the fact that, like, we've had, like, virtual reality headsets for a while now, but they are still very niche. And price doesn't seem to be the problem, because, Chaz, you were pointing out that, like, is it the Quest?
Yeah, the Quest 2 is, $400 and has been for years. And that's, it's moved the market a little bit, but it's still, the market is still, essentially small and stagnant. And I say this as someone who has a Quest 2 and uses it every week.
Yeah.
The market is still small and stagnant, and price has, we had the $20 cardboard box you put a phone in,
Google Cardboard, yeah.
They've tried a lot of different approaches on VR and AR over the last 15 years, and none of them have really worked. None of them have really made the market take off. And so we don't know if this one will or not, but I don't think that price is
Well, isn't
the
this
problem.
one all part of the headset? Like, you don't need a computer?
The Quest 2 is as well. It's got
Okay.
it's got essentially a mini Android phone built in, so
Yeah.
you can use it standalone.
Okay.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, the tech side of it is very interesting, because, like, there's been rumors about this for literally years, and as we were getting closer to this event, the rumors were picking up and we were learning more about the tech side of it. And it's technically extremely impressive.
Yeah.
So, like, it was always going to be expensive. The fact that it's as much money as it is maybe, like, a little surprising. The rumor sites had put it at $3,000. It was like, oh, it's going to be $3,000. So the fact that it was even higher than that, I was like, dear God. But it looks neat. They will have them available to try at Apple stores
Yeah,
next
Yeah.
year,
that's going to be
whenever it starts to release.
That's something I want to do. I'm really interested to see how intuitive the
Motion.
the hand gestures are, because
Yeah.
that's something that we
Yeah.
really haven't gotten a lot of.
I mean, the thing is, like, historically, and I mean, there's evidence occasionally where this isn't the case, but historically, when Apple does something, there is an extreme amount of polish. So whenever they're showing this at the Apple event, I'm like, I believe it probably does work like they say it does. It probably does function, and it probably, does very well. It's just $3,500. So,
One thing that was particularly notable was the composited, geez, Kepler, you okay?
Thank you, Mr. King.
The composited reconstruction of your face, that was still like a tad uncanny valley.
Yeah.
And the fact that Apple was willing to show that tells me that they've probably spent a significant amount of time and resources polishing that, and that was the best that they could do.
yeah. Yeah. There was a bit there where we were wondering if they were going to even show that.
Yeah.
Because they were like, you can do FaceTime calls. And I'm like, why aren't you showing what the person with the headset looks like?
They're
Apple?
like, we reconstructed your face because if you were to have a video call, you have something over your eyes.
It's like, you're wearing a headset. And I'm like, correct. So, like, there's a lot of things that the technical side of it's actually extremely interesting to
Yeah.
me. And I think the thing that's so wild is that, and I'm sure everyone here being in the gaming world understands, like, VR historically has been very much like a gaming thing, right? And that's not what Apple is pushing. Apple is really, like, there's going to be some gaming. They have, like, Apple Arcade games or whatever. But what they're really pushing is, like, entertainment and productivity. And that's weird. That's very different. Like the idea of like, oh no, instead of going into the office, you put on this headset and you're gonna work with this thing. And like,
Jacket K, it's kind of both
yeah, it's both.
Yes.
VR and AR.
Yeah.
The focus on AR is, I think, the distinguishing factor. Jeff had a few remarks on Twitter about this,
Yeah.
about trying to make it more intuitive and immersive versus VR, which just tries to totally suspend disbelief and take you away from the real world.
Yeah. And like Chaz was pointing out, like price is not the problem for getting people into buying a headset, because there's headsets that are relatively inexpensive. So Apple is trying something wildly different. And I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't know what the market is for a $3,500 headset. The people that buy it are going to be the people that money was never an object anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like...
In business, there's two ways to distinguish your product. It's either by making it unique or by making it cheap.
Yeah.
And so Apple chose unique, and they went in a direction that, few people in the market have gone.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, pricing it at $2,000 would not have saved it.
Correct.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely true. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But like Brandon said, it's not about what happens in the next year. It's about what happens in the next 5.
Yeah.
Because I do know that as soon as it's available in an Apple Store, I do want to put it on and try it.
Oh yeah,
right.
The lines for the try-ons are going to be crazy.
Yeah, like I just want to know what this thing is like, and I just think it'll be kind of fascinating, especially to see if it works as well as it does. I need to. They had journalists at WWDC that were allowed to do demos and stuff, so I need to look into some articles and see what other non-Apple people are writing about it, because that would be interesting. Yeah. And the sanitizing, yeah. You'll be at the Apple Store and they'll be like, all right, and you're done, and now we have to do an entire...
So I saw
thing.
Inchi Ben said, is it their metaverse take? And I thought it was remarkable that they very much did not talk about anything metaverse. There's no Apple social network involved. It's all just, this is the platform that we're putting out. And these are the apps that you'll use in the platform. And they're not trying to make a social. And I think that's a smart move.
Yeah. I mean, it's a smart move on its own, but then also we saw what happened before.
We already
with
have a
Facebook.
social, right? We got
Yeah.
we got the Facebook and the Twitter and whatever else.
Yeah.
The FaceTime, the confetti-filled conference calls that Apple now offers, the cinematic confetti.
The other remarkable thing about the whole presentation, I know I talked about this a little bit, but not on the blog, but I talked about it afterward. In the entire 2-hour presentation, they never said the word AI once. And
Yep.
if you've looked at any tech company's presentations in the past 6 years, they've been trying to say the word AI as often as they possibly can.
Yeah.
Because they all think, that's going to help them in the market. That's going to help their stock price go up if they're talking about AI, if they're doing AI.
Yeah.
And there were features in the Apple presentation. They said, machine learning multiple times. They have multiple features, new features featuring machine learning, which is a part of AI. They could have said AI a whole bunch if they want to. They deliberately chose not to.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm super curious about this as a category of computing, because it hasn't taken off. And could it? It's not impossible. Maybe just the right thing hasn't occurred yet, and maybe this is the right thing. But it'll be a while before it is an accessible platform, because currently it is at $3,500. It's just not accessible for hardly anyone.
There were some interesting business use cases for it that they presented during the presentation. They talked about basically having a augmented reality AutoCAD machinery, for example, if you were trying to create line equipment or automated manufacturing equipment, which is a huge industry in the US.
Yeah.
And I've been in a technology department before that's trying to get automated equipment off the ground for a manufacturing line. and it's very difficult to figure out what that's going to look like, how you're going to operationalize it, because you can't see it. And so short of flying to the manufacturing company for the line equipment in Germany and like, you know, seeing it firsthand, you just have to kind of guess and imagine, and then when it shows up, you have a bunch of change orders because it doesn't work the way that you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it cuts out, 4 international plane tickets, that pays for itself right there.
Exactly. So maybe this isn't great for like a personal use, but when it comes to business, like $3,500 is not a huge
nothing.
price tag.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same way. Like one of the things, it's funny because I'm always looking forward to seeing what they do with like the Macs, and like they finally have the Mac Pro moved over to Apple Silicon, and that was not a big bullet point in the event because everyone has instead talked about the VR headset. And the Mac Pro starts at $69.99. Like it's a $7,000 computer. And the thing is, the people that are going to buy those are businesses.
Yep.
An individual person, like for their own computing use, is not going to buy that. It's not for them. There's a million other Macs that are for them. So, when you get upset about like the price of it, be like, well, the people that are buying that are companies. That $7,000 is like whatever. So
the machine, what the employee does on the machine will produce far greater sums of money than $7,000.
Yeah, and that's probably a good use case for the headset as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It was a neat presentation.
It was a neat presentation, and it was very polished. And they had a lot of other people there. Oh yeah, like Kojima was in the Apple event.
Oh yeah.
I forgot. Like that was such a small thing. Like looking back now, dear Lord.
That's funny.
Yeah, Kojima was in the Apple event. If you're a big fan of Kojima, it might be worth like just checking that part of the Apple event, because at one point, Craig's like, and now my friend Kojima.
Kojima-san will tell us about the gaming experience on Mac OS.
Yeah, and then Kojima he's in the Apple campus and is like, let me tell you about Death Stranding. We got 55 months from Arian 661, 16 months from Dan the Warrior 101. 300 bits from Will Peters who says, AI doesn't have the best reputation right now, and that is putting it mildly. Fair. Completely fair. We got 300 bits from Shai. So speaking of technology and products, did anyone see the PlayStation showcase and how they're turning the PS5 into a Wii U? History repeats itself again with Sony copying Nintendo off the success of the Switch. I feel like I vaguely read something about that, but I don't remember now because I didn't see the showcase. But, I mean, the PS5 is doing well on its own. As far as, like, Sony copying Nintendo, it doesn't seem like a big necessity. It's true that the Switch is doing extremely well, but the PS5 is doing fine as well. Like, it doesn't need any particular help. Xbox does. Xbox not doing hot, especially because the main guy did an interview and was like, yeah, we screwed up a lot of things. And I was like, man, you're just like out here saying the parts that you shouldn't say. It was wild. How is PS5 doing good? What are the exclusives? PS5 is a really solid install base. They've sold a lot of units. So
Too bright for it.
like I don't know what to tell you. Like there's numbers, there's sales data. Like it's doing okay. Xbox not doing great. And I'm pretty sure the Switch has sold many more units than the PlayStation 5. But the PlayStation 5 is a solid install base. There's a lot of people that own PS5s.
Switch has been around for a long time, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other thing that's very interesting is that it's spreading.
You're up early. Did you catch that from us while you were here?
I love it. The other thing is that, Sony has announced that some of their games are coming to PC. So that's something that Microsoft did, and that's something now that Sony is doing. And I think that's kind of very interesting, right? Because, like, you still can't do that with a Nintendo system. At least, officially. So, like, as far as that entire aspect of the market, like, I don't know what that means long term. Like, PC gamers are getting a chance to benefit and not have to actually own the consoles, so it's kind of neat. People do love Game Pass, though. That's the most popular part of the Xbox.
It kind of raises the question of what the next generation of consoles will have to offer,
I don't know.
or if there will be one.
Yeah, that we've really reached a weird point in video games that I don't like. It used to be so segmented of like, well, this is generation 5 and this is generation 6, and that's very blurry
now everything's a computer. But the thing is, what the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox and the Switch offer is you just have a thing that plays video games, and you don't have to think about installing anything. Even though pre-built computers are like highly accessible, and Steam is not difficult to use, just having dedicated game device is an important thing for some people.
Yeah, and it's most people these days don't need a desktop computer.
Yeah.
And it's so much more expensive to enter the world of PC gaming from zero. You know, like, if you just want to play video games, yeah, you should buy a Switch or a PlayStation or something, like, instead of buying a entire computer. But I don't know what the next generation of video games looks like.
That's a good point, Renee. Renee says keep work and fun separate. And I work on a computer all day long. And the last thing I want to do after I'm done working is touch a computer.
Yeah, I can understand that. Nintendo will definitely release another piece of hardware. But they're also the one with the oldest hardware now, so I just don't know when that is. Next year? Next year. Josh has been saying for a long time, it's
gotta be next year.
He's like, it's going to be next year, there'll be a new Mario. He's like, we're overdue on Mario. Next year, new Mario, new hardware. And I'm like, that seems reasonable. I would believe that. So, we'll see. Emil says, that's why I bought an Xbox. I wanted a gaming PC that isn't my office PC that I edit on all day.
Yeah.
And like I think the Xbox is still a pretty good system, especially because they've done a lot of work for backwards compatibility. Like, there's a lot of old Xbox 360 games that you can put into the drive tray of your Xbox and play. And that's very cool because they have improvements. Like, there's original Xbox games that you can play at like 4K 60.
That's wild. Wow.
Like, you can get a disc from a game. I don't know if GameStop sells Xbox games, but like, you can put it into your new Xbox and play it at like 4K. And like, that part is, to me, the most thrilling part of the Xbox. I think that's amazing. It's not every game, but it's way more than you would suspect. There's like hundreds of games. So, anyway. We get 3 bits from Jay Linebeck says, my hottest hot take is that, or my honest hot take.
My hottest hot take.
My honest hot take is that the console wars were one of the worst things to happen to gaming, and the fact that people still engage in them is baffling to me. Just play what you want, others be darned. I can agree with that. I mean, like, for me, I remember being on the playground and having conversations with the Sega kids, right? Like, I'm sure Chaz also has memories of that. Like, that it's been around forever. When I see it these days, it is wild to me because I'm like, oh, why does this matter? But
when I was a boy, it was a thing, but like, we didn't care that much. We didn't have like factions in the school.
Oh, there was factions.
We were pretty faction free. It was like, I'm gonna go to that friend's house because they have the system I don't have. Like, we just kind of like min-maxed it. Like, someone had the Nintendo, someone had the PlayStation, and like, we were good. I
think where my mind first started to change a little bit is I was a Nintendo kid. I had an NES, I had a Game Boy, I had a Super Nintendo, and it was like, well, we don't do the Sega. And then my cousin got a Sega Genesis, and I got a chance to play it, and I was like, oh, Sonic, real cool.
Yeah.
And there was like an eye-opening experience of like, oh, all video games are fun, So I had an N64 and a GameCube, but that same generation I bought a PlayStation 2, so I could play Final Fantasy X and some other games that weren't on GameCube. And yeah, ever since then, I'm just like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. Play what you want. 3 from Clockwork Corey says, I honestly don't see a new Nintendo console anytime soon. Why release the most anticipated game in years in Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch when it's a slam dunk launch game for a new console? My take, at least. I mean, there's theories that Tears of the Kingdom was supposed to be a launch title for a new console. That's like a theory. And then things happened and things got pushed back, and there's no new console as a result. I don't know what to believe, but I do feel very strongly that a new Nintendo console next year is extremely likely. It'll have been 7 years, so
It's getting long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom it's a really cool testament to like what can be done on old hardware, though, because there's a lot of amazing things that game can do, and the fact that it's happening on hardware as old as the Switch is incredible. But not every developer has the time and money to make that sort of thing happen, and there's a lot of games on Switch that don't look good and they don't run well. So having a little additional power would probably be helpful.
Yeah.
You know, there's been criticisms I've seen online of other games because what people are like, well, why is Tears of the Kingdom so good? It's like, well, Tears of the Kingdom had a wild amount of development time and money. Not everyone gets that, and if you don't get that, it can be extremely hard for a development team to make something as polished as Zelda. So, yeah, Becca says it cooked. It did. It cooked a long time. A very long time. So, we'll see. I don't know.
Look how pink it is.
Anyway, this button probably don't work again?
Probably don't work.
All right, I'll fix that so Chaz can do it. Run ticker.
Thank you, patron.
Thank you.
And if you haven't seen, there was a new Patreon video released over the weekend.
I chose the thumbnail.
That's right, you did.
That's great.
You did choose the thumbnail. So check it out when you get a chance. We talk a little bit about what happened in May and what we're looking at in the future. June is going to be a good month because I feel like, you know, the house is finally relatively settled and we have some new ideas and things that we're going to start working towards. And then on the whole, like, summer is going to be, I think, a very good season.
Vlogs will be caught up this month.
Yeah,
Yep.
probably.
Oh God.
I mean, they will.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
will. They will.
Chaz, you can't leave.
They will. It's just the birthday party was just a lot. It was a lot. I'm going to be working on it like tonight and tomorrow.
You're less
and
than a week behind.
I am. I'm very close. I'm very, very close. I'm very, very close. I am. Yeah. Yeah. I finished Tuesdays. Yeah. I'm less than a week behind. 6 days. So it's not bad.
Now I want coffee from the sun.
Things to announce.
You stream on Thursdays and Tuesdays. If it begins with a T, there's a breakfast stream.
There will be another mouse stream
Thursday
evening.
Oh, okay. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
on the
good.
calendar.
We don't know what it is, but there will be one Thursday evening. Disc Only is not tonight. Some folks were unavailable for it, so we're pushing it back till next week. And I think that's it.
I'm going home.
Chaz is leaving
Yeah,
today.
we're very sad about this.
I wish Chaz did not have to leave. But you'll come back.
Gotta get back to Jeff and the kitties.
Yeah. At some point Chaz will be back. You've been here a good
Life.
bit of time.
It was a good trip.
It was a good trip. We got a lot of stuff done. And we talked about some like cool future stuff, so I'm looking forward to the summer as a result. All right. That is it. Thanks everybody for being here. We will be back on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern for another breakfast stream. Oh, this is still running. It's still. Oh, that's neat. Look at that.
Uh-huh.
I think that's it, right?
That's the last
That is
one.
that's it. That,
Thank you, patrons.
that's kind of neat. All right.